The only thing I would have done differently, though, is if I was Ed, Edd, and Eddy, dude, I would have fucking hit those Canker sisters raw dog and bailed. I had my brother with playing Super Hot VR, and Abby was in the room, my wife. And my brother just like sees this guy in game, and he comes across the room and fucking sucker punches Abby in the gut.
Oh my god!
He fucking came up like Mike Tyson in 1985. Cracked her right in the ribs, and she was like, "Oh!" and like got pushed up against the fucking blinds in the room. And
dude, I would have shit myself laughing so fucking hard.
Well, it's funny because I don't know if you ever seen my brother. He's like a big fat guy. And this guy, like, all of a sudden, he just whipped into action and like crossed my office faster than I've ever seen him move. He like forgot he was in virtual reality. Just ran across the room and punched her right in the gut. Yeah. This is my thing. What I do is I join another YouTuber server, and then I sit there and like bitch and moan and complain until I get access to like admin rooms. Right. and then I fuck with them as much as possible. And especially if they have text to speech enabled, because then what I can do is change my name to like whatever that YouTuber is, and then do a text to speech thing about like eugenics. Yeah. Like something about eugenics. It'll do a text to speech thing where it'll be like, Wilburr Soot endorses eugenics. And you'll be like, what the fuck? Anyway, so I had access to one of these rooms, and I saw Keemstar was in there, and then that other guy that doesn't like me, Vertigo Gaming was in there, and I had never met either of them. I came in there, and all I said was, "What's going on, mine?" And then they just...
What the fuck?
They just went quiet, and they left the room. Anyways, point is that I feel like any possible exposure gotten through Keemstar, because you got to think about this like a content creator. You're only here to use people,
Yeah.
Fake friendships. That's all this is. My ability to use Keemstar is over with. Unless I end up fucking raping a couple hookers or something. I'm sure I'll get on a show then. And last time I cried was when Dad broke my fucking arm on Father's Day. And then we went to the hospital, and they were like, "What happened?" I was like, "My dad broke my fucking arm." And everybody was just like looking at him like, "What the, you monster?" Broke this little boy's arm. Abby, first of all, I was like, "Yo, Abby, you want to go see the new Joker movie? Because I want to go see it so I can talk about it on the podcast." And because I just wanted to go see it because I fucking love Joaquin Phoenix. He made that Gladiator movie good. When he's crying when his sister won't fuck him. Oh my God, dude, that made that movie. He was great in everything. Signs, when he's like in the closet and those Mexicans are running away and the alien goes across the alleyway and he like falls back into the clothing. That made that movie. And then when his older brother died from a drug overdose, that made the 90s. Because mom can go and talk to her friends and be like, "My son does blank blank and she's proud of your job and everything, but she can't talk about mine." Because they start asking questions. And you can tell mom's fucking weirded out about me. Yeah. You were in that group text, and I was like telling her shit and sending her pictures, and she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with this kid?"
Best con I've ever seen was one of my coworkers. Yeah. This is when iPads first came out, and a guy showed up, and like I worked at a business that was in a very bad part of town, and guy shows up, and he had iPads for sale. Like stupid cheap.
Yeah.
And I had this hood rat guy working with me, and he was like, "I'll buy 3," because he had like 3 kids, and we were like 22 years old.
Yeah.
Right. And handed the guy the money. The guy gave him the boxes. He drives off, and Josh opened them up, and they were pieces of ceramic tile that had been cut and put in the boxes. And I remember as soon as he opened the box, I was like, "Oh no, like, this is bad."
How pissed was he?
Dude, that guy lost his shit. He threw down like a week's worth of pay on those. He was like, "Oh,
He like got a drone and then was like on the test flight. He didn't sit there and go, "Ooh," like hover it in front of him until he learned the controls. He was just like, "Hey, let's."
I got it up in the Gulf Stream.
He was like, "Let's see if this thing goes up to the fucking stratosphere." And he just went up and got it lodged up in like the canopy of a live oak tree.
I sat there for 2 days with a string and a carabiner trying to rope that thing out.
And Yeah, I was just like, just take mine. Just take mine so I can
did
go
you hear
home.
what happened with that second one?
I'm assuming you flew it straight
The
up again.
very next day, I go outside, down in the middle of my dirt road. I got my 2 dogs with me, and I just go, and I lost sight of it. It just went, and I was like, fuck.
No clouds in the sky, it's just blue.
And I sat there and I looked down at the dogs. The dogs are looking at me like, you dumbass. And I just
Close the antenna.
45 seconds. I was out there for 45 seconds. I never saw it come back down. I'm like,
it doesn't come back down on its own, Zach. You are the controller.
No, eventually you're going to get out of range.
It's not a boomerang. It doesn't like, I'm out of range. Go back to home.
No,
not like a Roomba.
No, but as high up as I had it, I mean, home's relative. Home is Earth.
I'm out of range.
I never even saw it fall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.